welcome to the Home Team Friday preview show. It is week 10 of the high school football season, a playoff edition this week. As always, I'm Randall Parmley. Michael Gilbert is right there.
Every Thursday during the season, we'll get you ready for each week's slate of games. And remember, this is only online. And you can find each new show here on Thursdays on TriStateHomepage.com.
Take a big, deep breath because the playoffs are here in Kentucky. The postseason starts Friday night in Indiana. It's time for sectionals, and several of our Indiana teams head to the postseason with conference championships that they clinched last Friday night. Let's take a look at this week's headlines. We'll start in the SIAC, where Memorial and Central head to the sectionals as conference champions. The Bears and Tigers shared the SIAC this year, both finishing conference play with 6-1 records. And Memorial won a slugfest with Castle Friday night, beating the Knights 11-3. Central beat North 49-14. Memorial has an opening round bye. Central will play Wrights this week. The oldest rivalry in the city continues. We'll have more on that game in just a bit.
Meanwhile, Jasper won the Big 8 championship last Friday night, the final Big 8 championship. The Wildcats beat Mount Vernon 29-14 to finish conference play with a perfect 5-0 record, and that's Jasper's 19th conference title, the most in league history. Keep in mind, the Big 8 is folding after this season.
Talk about a way to go out for the Wildcats. In the pocket, Heritage Hills clinched the championship outright last Friday night. The Patriots rolled over South Spencer. 42-0 was the final to Heritage Hills. They will be the favorites to win that 3A sectional. The offense has been great, the defense even better, giving up only 6 points a game. The Patriots have now won 20 straight regular season games. And talk about heading into the playoffs on a roll. My goodness, Heritage Hills is. All right. We had the possibility of 5 teams claiming a share of the SIAC last Friday night. It came down to, in my mind, the 2 teams that have been the best 2 teams in the conference all year long. That's Memorial and Central. Yeah,
Central really showed again that even though they had were facing a offense like North that had been explosive at times during this regular season, they handled it with class with their defense too. That has also been at the forefront in Memorial. Well, they've just been able to grind out wins no matter who they're playing, and that's really been their motto. So really, these 2 teams are clicking at the right time.
I think both these 2 teams, they have shown that they can win with defense.
Yep.
They've shown that they can win with offense. Both teams
and in big margins too.
That's exactly right. All right, Jasper closes out the Big 8 with a championship. Tony Lewis's team got off to a really rocky start, but my goodness, they're playing well right now, and what a way to close out the regular season with a title and to close out the Big 8 with a title.
Right. I think every coach would rather you be playing well later on in the season.
And Jasper is.
Yeah, and the Wildcats really getting a nice win, a way to wrap up the regular season. Now, if things just continue to go their way, they could make a deep sectional run.
Is anybody better than Heritage Hills? Right now, on paper, it's hard to argue against that. They finished up the regular season a perfect 9-0, and like I said, 20 straight regular season wins right now. The Patriots are rolling.
I don't think the Patriots get enough credit because they may not face a lot of great teams during the regular season, but the times that they did, they won. And they did it with, in dominating fashion, I would say.
But look at who they beat this year. They beat Gibson Southern. They blew out Gibson Southern. They blew out Heritage Hills. They beat Jasper. I mean, they've got some nice quality wins on that resume. There's a reason why they're undefeated, and they're one of the top teams in Class 3A.
I would agree.
All right, let's take a look at the schedule of games that you will see on Home Team Friday this week, and it all gets started 10:35 on the big show, ABC 25. We have 12 games scheduled for this week, and again, it is the opening night of the sectionals, and we'll start in Class 4A, where Wrights travels to Central. Boonville will be on the road at Harrison, and Jasper is at home hosting Northview.
In 3A, Mount Vernon is at Southridge. That is this week's Home Team Friday showdown, and Sullivan is at Vincent's Lincoln. Class 2A, North Posey is at Linton Stockton. Tow City at Forest Park, and Perry Central will be at Tecumseh.
All right, in the Bluegrass State, still 2 regular season games left for 2 more weeks. McCracken County will be at Henderson County. Grayson County is at Owensboro. The Red Devils are red hot right now. Butler County is at Owensboro Catholic, and Davis County will be at Apollo. By the way, you can see that game live on our website, TriStateHomepage.com. Right here, you'll be able to see it Friday at 7. All right, let's break down a couple of those matchups. We call it the Big Three, and we're going to start in that 4A sectional where the city's oldest rivalry continues in the opening round of the sectionals. Central and Wrights meet for the second time this year, and it was all Bears the first time around. They blew out Wrights 42-0. This is the third year in a row that the Bears and Panthers have met in the opening round. Central, they have owned Wrights in the playoffs the last couple of years. They have knocked off the Panthers in each of those last two sectional meetings in the first round.
Now, Randall, this is a chance for Wrights to forget all about what has been a very disappointing season out on the west side. The Panthers are 3-6, and unless they get on a postseason roll, Wrights will have their first losing season since 1998. Andy Have's team has been knocked out of the first round 2 years in a row, and they're both have been losses to Central.
In Class 3A, Mount Vernon opens up the postseason at Southridge, and the Wildcats will be looking to get that bad taste out of their mouth from last week's Big 8 championship game loss to Jasper. Mount Vernon is hoping to end a long sectional championship drought. The Wildcats have not won a sectional title since 2007. In fact, they have lost 4 straight sectional games.
On the other end of the spectrum is Southridge, and the Raiders have not lost a sectional opener under Scott Buning. They have been very good in the postseason under Buning, winning 3 sectional titles. And Southridge has also been to the last 2 state championship games, winning the 2A title back in 2017. So this team has lots of playoff experience.
All right, Class 2A now. Tell City will be at Forest Park. I really like this matchup. It's a couple of packed teams that have had very nice seasons. Forest Park went 5-4 this year. They beat Tell City at Tell City last weekend 14-0. Keep in mind, though, it's going to be hard to beat the Marksmen in back-to-back weeks.
Very good matchup right there. And I agree with you on that, Randall. After a great season, Tell City has stumbled a little bit down the stretch, losing 3 of 4. But the Marksmen still managed a 5-4 regular season, their first winning regular season since 2013.
I think when you look at all the matchups here in the first round, in all honesty, that's one of my favorites. I think that's a toss-up game right there, and I think it will be a pretty doggone good game.
I think it's going to be a boxing match.
All right, let's take time now for everybody's favorite segment where we're bringing Chris Veach in his Nuggets of the Week, where Veach breaks down the matchups in, as you can tell, his own unique way. I don't even know where to start this one.
It looks like the What Is Love parody on SNL.
What have you got for us over there, Mr. Cool?
Oh yeah, I'm feeling good because it's week number 10, meaning sectionals begin. That means do or die, make or break, win or chagrin. Yes, I made that last one up. Let's not wait any further. Here are my nuggets for the week. All right, let's begin in Class 2A. Tell City at Forest Park. Hey, we don't talk about these two teams very often. Well, it will be the second straight week these two will play each other after the Rangers shut out the Marksmen 14-0 in Tell City. Big reason why. The Marksmen turned it over 7 times in that game. Is that bad? It's not good. Tell City looks to regroup tomorrow night. After posting their first winning season in 6 years, the Marksmen look to get their first sectional win since 2014. And how about the season the Rangers had? Only their 3rd winning season since forming a football team in 2007. It's Nugget time! Tell City and Forest Park, you both posted winning seasons. That's a rare feat for both programs. For that, I give you each a 6-piece. Now, I'm going to switch to Class 4A. Lo and behold, Central and Wrights draw each other for a 3rd straight year. And much to the chagrin for the Panthers. See, it works. The Bears have eliminated the Panthers in the first round the last 2 seasons, and they've done it with ease, winning both games by an average 22-point margin. Of course, these two played each other this season, and, well, let's not sugarcoat it. It was a beatdown. Central shut out Wrights 42-0. Big reason why Collins Turner went off. He had his best game of the season, 248 passing yards and 5 touchdowns. All in all, it's been a rough year on the Hill. The Panthers finished with their first losing season since 1998. Hey, the Water Boy came out in 1998, so my pep talk to both teams, you can do it! Central, you regained that momentum last week. winning a share of the SIAC title, so I give you a 10-piece. Right. A rare losing season. You can redeem yourself here, but I got to give you a 4-piece. Finally, let's talk a Class 3A first-round matchup. Mount Vernon at Southridge. Hey, believe it or not, this will be the first time these two programs will face each other. Now, it was a rough week for the Wildcats, falling to Jasper to miss out on a Big 8 title. Big reason why, they threw 5 interceptions. Well, Mount Vernon will have to take better care of the ball tomorrow night. The Raiders love to turn teams over, averaging 3 takeaways a game. Now, when it comes to the postseason, it's been a different story for both teams. Southridge has not lost a sectional opener since Scott Buning took over in 2013 with 3 sectional titles in that time period, while Mount Vernon has lost 4 straight sectional games. And the Cats, they have not won a sectional title since 2007. Heartbreaking losses last week for both teams, but great seasons overall. So you know what, both teams, I give you a 6-piece. You know what, just because it's sectional time, that's a cool 20-piece alone, baby. Those are my nuggets for the week. Randall and Michael, back to you.
All right, Mr. Cool, I got a quiz for you. What does chagrin mean? I hear it all the time. Define chagrin for us.
Chagrin, basically, it means to your embarrassment. So, it's not good.
Is that bad? It's not good.
It's not good. It's bad, it's not good.
All right, thanks much, Beach. As always, one of our favorite parts of the show. All right, moving on now, let's take a look at our week number 10 top 10. And I like Heritage Hills, of course, staying in at number 1. My top 10's not really changed that much from last week. I have the Tigers at number 2, Memorial and Central, and at number 3, Madisonville North Hopkins stays at number 4, and Owensboro stays at number 5. Second 5 looks like this. Again, almost a copy from last week. Gibson Southern 6, Southridge 7, Fairfield 8, Owensboro Catholic 9. And I've got Mater Dei back in the top 10 this week after Mount Vernon loses last week. They fall out. The Wildcats jump in after their regular season ending win last week against Rice.
I'm like Randall, not a lot of movement for me. Heritage Hills still stays at number 1. Central, though, man, they've been playing well. They jumped to number 2. The Red Devils, they will jump to number 3. Memorial, they dropped to number 4. And Madisonville North Hopkins goes to number 5. On the second half, it has been pretty consistent for me. Gibson Southern is at 6. The Raiders go to number 7. Owensboro Catholic stays at number 8. Mount Carmel moves up to number 9. And Fairfield, they would drop to number 10. So a lot of same teams on both of our spectrums.
All right, our staff picks for week number 10. I like Southridge getting the win against Mount Vernon. Give me Tell City over Forest Park. Like I said, I think it's going to be tough to beat Tell City in back-to-back weeks for Forest Park, and I will take Perry Central over Tecumseh.
And just like Randall, we agree this week. I have Southridge, Tell City, and Perry Central. A lot of good matchups this week.
Jessica goes with Southridge, Tell City, and Tecumseh, while Veach goes with Southridge, Forest Park, and Perry Central. All right, on the season, I went 2-1 last week, so I pull into a first-place tie with Michael, who went 1-2. Both of us not really setting the world on fire.
No,
but I guess we're the best of a mediocre crop. Both of us in at 14-10. Jessica and Veach still, they're in the ball game. Both of those guys are 12-12 on the season. All right, that's all the time we have for this week. Don't forget Home Team Friday coming up 10:35 Friday night on ABC 25. We have 12 games.
Yep.
And, of course, it's the opening round of the sectionals in Indiana. It's one of my favorite times of the season. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week right here on TriStateHomepage.com.